Hello and good morning from Germany. We have 9 a.m. here, and it's me, Julia, with the email workshop. And today we have as a topic how to write your first or next email without feeling awkward because you have ghosted your list for weeks. If you are live here, I would love if you can leave me a comment and let me know where you are in the world and what your business is, what your name is. And yeah, I would say let's straight jump into it. I have prepared 52 slides. We are about to spend an hour and a half together, and I will leave you with the ability to write your next email in, I would say, anything between 30 and 60 minutes. If you can't make it live, you have 84 hours to watch the replay, and then I will turn it off. Okay, I would say, let's start. Okay. So the email workshop 3.0, it's the third version of this workshop, and I spent a lot of time thinking through the first two workshops, and I figured out that I think the topic was way too broad. So we had the email marketing game plan, which is it's great, but the email marketing game plan itself can be 5 workshops where we can dive deeper into each topic. And so I spent some time asking my clients what's their biggest problem, why they are here. And they told me it's email writing, and they don't write emails. They have a list, they have a small list. So they ghosted the list. So I thought nurture email writing would be a great topic. And before we dive in, I have some theory prepared. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. Well, so what you will walk away with an idea generation system. So I know that creating or finding ideas for emails or other pieces of content is the biggest pain point. So once you know what to write, I will make sure that you also have all the tools to know how to write. And we will cover 2 approaches of writing emails. So we will cover the approach of writing it by yourself if you want it. I will give you my best framework, a writing framework. It's called the Educational Storytelling Writing Framework. And if you're like, writing, it's not my thing, then I have prepared some content prompts for you that you can use to write your next email. Or I would say it would work also for social posts, but as I'm someone who is so into emails, I have prepared the prompts for you. So if you have any questions or would like to introduce yourself in the comments, just drop a comment below, and so I know who is watching and from where. Okay. I am in business since 2020. I started my online business journey. I don't like this phrase, but it's like it is. When the pandemic hits the world. So at this time, we had a 2-year-old toddler. My husband had to go to office work, so he couldn't be at home. And I was like, okay, let's do this online business thingy. And this was the time where the real hustle starts for me. And if you are like me, then, oh, well, we have 2 people from Melbourne here. Hello. And I would say good evening, because you are anything between 8 and 12 hours ahead, I think. Okay. So if you are like me, then you had the expectation that you start your business, you go on Instagram, then someone told you, oh, reels are the big thing. Then you started posting reels and your audience will grow. And then people start DMing you and ask you, where can I buy? And your community grows, your business grows, and it's feel like, oh yeah, that's it. So this is what people trying to tell you. And I believe that too. So I was one of those people who expect that it's just a finger snip and Instagram will work for me. I wouldn't say it's social media. I would especially say it's Instagram. And it turned out that the reality was really different. I posted a lot in the beginning, really on a daily basis. Even I started my business in the German market, and even in the German market, I really tried to post every single day. Good morning to Vienna. And I tried to post every single day and nothing happens. It felt like no one cared about what I posted on my feed. So then I brought some content templates. I brought Reels templates, those viral Reels templates. I tried everything, posting on my stories on a daily basis. I uploaded 10 to 15 stories every single day because people told me this is the next thing. I spent hundreds of euros into Instagram courses. So I was pregnant in 2019 when I bought my first Instagram course where I learned how to create a cohesive and nice feed. So who knows this? Who knows back the time when we all had to have a real nicely designed feed? So this is when I started using Instagram. And the more I tried, the more I felt like no one really cares. So then I transitioned to the international market, and then ChatGPT comes into play, and I bought ChatGPT prompts because they told me you can create a piece of content in minutes with ChatGPT, which is true, and we will come on this topic a little bit in around 15 minutes, why it's not working. So I was then at a point where I honestly had no idea what to do next. And if you feel like this sounds a little bit like you, then I have a lot of hidden gems here in this workshop for you. I know that likes are a big thing, and we all craving for the attention of other people when we are on social media. And I did that too. As long as I posted on social media, my only goal was to get as many likes as possible, because what else can I get from social media as I like? And it's like when we scroll through our feeds, so we have those, I forgot how, there's something doing with our brain when we do the real scrolling dumb thingy. So, and the same feels like with likes. So every time someone liked my content, I got a hit, it felt good. And at a certain point, I was like, oh, is this really how my business should look like, or should my business feel like this and content creation? And I was like, no, it shouldn't. And this is where I understand the power of email writing. And when we are trying to grow on, and I really say Instagram, I wouldn't say social media, I especially say Instagram, because I know many of you are maybe or maybe not around the same age like I am. I am 40 years old, and we grew up with Instagram and not with TikTok. So I'm a little bit too old for TikTok, I feel so. We are building our audience on someone else's land. So we were taught that social media or Instagram is super easy. But over the years, I learned that social media has its place in my marketing strategy, but in a very different way, like I was used to know. Social media, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, is great for visibility. And visibility doesn't mean likes, comments, or engagement. It's just you're out there and people can see you and they can hear you. It's your voice. So in the area of we are now in a time of video content. So hearing someone is so important, and this helps so much more with building a connection as just posting on Instagram. So I understand that Instagram has its place, but not for the connection and the conversion, but for visibility. I don't want to grow my audience there because I don't want to hang on an algorithm. I don't want to be chasing the trends that I needed to chase to be seen by my audience. And that's why it's not the best place to turn your audience into clients. It's for brand awareness. And here a strategy comes into play that's from my mentor, friend, and strategic business partner, Evelyn Weiss. So she has a reverse organic approach, which is it's retargeting your organic audience with paid ads. And this is great if you want to dive deeper in there. Her community is amazing. But for those who are not willing to do that or not at a point in their business to do that, just leave this workshop with the idea of seeing social media as a brand awareness driver. Okay, great. So if you have questions, you can drop them in the comments. But what else can we do then? So where should we build our audience? Where should we create the connections? It's easy with emails. And I know writing emails sounds boring. So it's like there's no fancy stuff in email. So we can't do cool reels. We can't do the trendy stuff. There's just sitting down and writing an email. And this is the magic of emails and your email list. It's really made for connections because it's just so real. Yes, you can be unreal also with words, but no one cares. So no one cares how you look like. It's just you and your audience, and no trends, no algorithm, nothing else. Then I just sit down and write an honest connection building email. And it's really made for the connection you need to turn your audience into clients. It's the I call it it's the sit with your coffee and read to the end kind of marketing thing. I have so many subscribers who replying to my emails really often and letting me know that it's so refreshing to hear just a raw story and not to watch the next fancy over-polished reel and to hear everything is fine and great. I'm making thousands of dollars just by laying on the beach. So yeah, maybe you can hear that I have my thoughts on emails and social media. Okay, as I said, email writing is for building trust, nurturing relationships, and guiding your audience towards decisions. And start with email to create consistent, direct, and lasting connections. Then use social media for brand awareness. So if this makes sense for you, you can just let me know in the comments. And to make sure that you don't think that everything I said, it's just from my own experience, I would like to give you some proof. You maybe have heard the term ROI. It's a return on investment. This means how much you earn for the money you spend. And when you spend $1 on email marketing, you will earn $36, which is an ROE of 3,600%. If you're doing social media and you're spending $1 on social media, you will earn $2.80, which is an ROI of 280%, which is not bad. And if you compare the CTR, the click-through rate and the conversion rate, it's quite similar. Good morning to India. It's quite similar, but the money you invest compared to the amount you get in return is way higher in email marketing. So with that being said, I can prove on numbers that email marketing and writing emails is better for sales and retention and social media for just awareness, brand awareness, visibility, and engagement. But I just want to make sure that you don't think that I am someone who says you can either do social media or email. It's not a versus, it's not a battle. It's a thing where they can play together. If you have the time to do both, please do both. This is also what I'm teaching in my community in Writing with Julia. You can do both. But if you have, like I have limited time. I'm doing my business by myself. I don't have a VA. I don't have a team. It's just me. And just me means I need to serve my clients. I need to prepare my workshops. I do marketing. I write my emails. I literally don't have time for social media. And this is why I really channeled my personal energy and my complete marketing time into writing emails, because nurturing and selling means so much more to me than just the personal branding part. And it's just because I'm at the point in my business where I don't have time. I'm working on my reverse organic strategy with Evelyn Weiss together, but for now, it's just email for me. You can check my Instagram account. I don't know, my last post was from, I think it's 3 weeks ago. And I tried some B-roll reels, but it turned out I don't have the time for that. So if you have ghosted your list, your audience for a while, then the real block isn't your strategy, it's fatigue. I swear, you are not a lazy person if you haven't posted anything in weeks. You are not unmotivated if you haven't sent an email in weeks. I can say, and I steal this sentence a little bit from Russell Brunson with his One Funnel Away challenge. You are just one email away. And with this workshop, I want to show you how to do that. Okay. If you feel like you are tired of publishing daily or just publishing nothing, you have tried the viral reels trend, you have posted multiple stories a day, you have created 100 posts in an hour using a ChatGPT prompt, you paid hundreds of dollars for random content templates. I did. Oh my gosh, I did. I spent so many dollars on content templates. And I really ended up with, I don't know what to do. I have a cool offer. I know it's great. I know I can help people, but I don't know what to do. And all of those thoughts were before I understand how much power was in my email list. Okay, so as I told you before, when I started my business back in 2020, I created an Instagram account and started posting because people taught me to do that. I bought courses on the strategy of creating an Instagram account. I designed my feed. So I made sure that everything is nice and cohesive. And I bought a lot of filters for, I don't know, many different Photoshop thingies. I followed content plans. I bought a course on how to sell with stories. Again, I tried the viral reel thingy, but nothing worked. So I spent a lot of time trying all of the stuff and nothing worked. So you can see here, these are screenshots. The upper one is from my German account, and I have 1,583 followers with 504 posts. I started this account in the early beginning of 2020. And then the lower one is Writing with Julia. It's my account for my international business because I transitioned my business. I started this account in summer 2023. I have 133 posts with 1,163 followers. And you can check my account, and I have very less engagement. My growth is like this. And literally, I never sold anything with a DM or with a single post. Really, I didn't do that. So I don't know if you feel the same. You can just drop it in the comments. So what is your experience with Instagram and posting? And maybe you would like to let me know what is your current content strategy, so we can discuss this together. And if you're like me, then you stop posting because you felt like a waste of time and energy. I did that. I really stopped posting because I didn't had the energy anymore to do one single post again. Sitting down, doing a carousel post, spending 1.5 hours on this post, making it as nice as possible, searching for hashtags, put it out there, and the same 5 people gave me a like for this carousel post. It felt like I literally began hating my audience on Instagram because they were so not thankful. So I was like, I am spending so much time to create a post and you didn't even notice it. Who the heck are you? So how dare are you? And this is for sure totally wrong, but I ended up feeling and thinking this about my audience. And I was like, no, this is not how marketing should work. And if you are sitting here and have, we call it the goosebump worthy offer. And if you're thinking, okay, Julia, I did all the Instagram things, I did the content creation things, I did all the stuff, but I have no idea what to do because it's not working. I don't know what to say. Then all you need is a simpler way, less effort and more impact. And this is what we are going to talk about. Writing an email is so simple because it's not about going viral. And understanding this, taking the pressure off of my shoulders from doing things for engagement, likes, and going viral, this was such a relief for me. When you do emails and when you decide to give it a try and put your time and effort and love into your email list, all it takes is sitting down, open your laptop, and write one email a week. I can tell you, I have a course. It's called the 30-Day Sequence Secrets. And the 30-Day Sequence Secrets is not only a tongue breaker for a non-native, it's also my strategy on how I nurture my audience. It's a different approach. And after that, I had the strategy of writing 3 emails per week to building my forever email library. And while this works really good for me, my clients reported back to me that some of them had a B2C audience, which means normal people. And they told me, Julia, when I started sending 3 emails per week, my open rates dropped. And when I stopped and just sending 1 email per week, my open rates increased. And I was like, okay, maybe it's because of your audience. And it started 6 weeks ago that I noticed that I had huge differences in my open rates. When I'm sending 3 emails per week, My open rates are anything between 35 and 45%, which is great, which is above average. But then I had a time where I couldn't send 3 emails per week and just sent 1 email per week. And I had open rates from 55%. And I was like, what? And now I found a connection between the amount of emails I'm sending in my open rates. And I have a B2C audience, which means every single person on my list is someone who has a business. And even those people who I thought would expect 3 emails a week are also happy with just 1 email per week, which again took a lot of pressure off of my shoulders to send 3 emails per week. It's totally fine when I just do 1. And honestly, 1 email a week is the minimum marketing effort I do sometimes, and I still sell my offer. Okay, I hope this makes it a little bit more clear on how effective email marketing is compared to social media, Instagram. Okay, and what I so love on email marketing is you can do it wherever you want and however you look like. So you can. I am a sweatpants girl, really. I when I'm at home, I never wear jeans. On most of the days, I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair. My desk is a mess, but no one cares. No one even cares how I look like because no one can see you. And this is, again, it doesn't matter how you look like, where you live. So do you feel like sometimes you cannot record a reel because your home isn't Instagrammy enough? I do. Really, I do. We have a son. We have 3 dogs. Our house isn't the cleaned up every time. So I often feel like, oh, I no, this is not a good surrounding. This is not a good surrounding. Then I have to clean up my stuff. And when writing emails, it doesn't matter how you look like or how your surrounding look like, because it's just about you and the thing you write. No one cares. No one cares. You don't even have to make a cool image for your Instagram feed. No one cares. You can send out an email with no image. It works. It really works. And for those who don't know me, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Julia Schürer. I'm from Germany. And I started my business, my online coaching, online business in 2020. I have over 17 years of experience in copywriting. I started my copywriting business 18 years ago, I think, in a German market. And over the time, I learned how to use storytelling to create a connection. And over the time, I boiled down my complete marketing strategy into email writing. And what I did then, I turned my storytelling into a strategic approach. And now I can help coaches, course creators, membership owners, school community owners to nurture their audiences using storytelling and nurturing in emails. I also teach how to do it with other pieces of content if you want to. And I can tell you, I stopped posting on Instagram and nothing happened bad for me. So it was in summer last year in June. We were on vacation in Italy, and I met Evelyn Weiss, my friend and mentor and strategic business partner, for the first time in real life, because she also was on vacation just 10 minutes away. And we spent a whole day together with our kids and our husband. And we talked, for sure, we talked about business. And I was like, I would love to stop posting on Instagram because I'm so tired of this. No one cares about my postings. And then she was like, then do it. And I was like, what? I do you recommend stop posting on Instagram? And she was like, yeah, do a summer break. I do that too. And then I did a summer break. I stopped posting on Instagram in June for 3 months. It was June, July, and August. And in this time, I launched my online course and sold it just with writing emails. And then I was like, I don't want to come back, because 3 months of posting nothing, and I launched my online course, sold it, and it worked. So I hate stories, I hate postings, I hate reels, I hate all the stuff. And it turned out that you can run a business successfully without posting on Instagram. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I put all my effort into writing emails. I love my email list, and my email list feels like my safe space. Is everyone feeling the same? Then let me know. On social media, I feel like this is, and it's true, it's an open space. You don't have control over who is reading your content, who sees your reels, your stories, whatever, unless you have a private account, which doesn't make any sense if you have a business. And with my email list, I have the control. This is my safe space. I can control who is on my list. For sure, the bigger your list, the less control you have. But if someone isn't a good fit, many people will leave my list automatically because of the way how I interact with my list, how I nurture my list. So my goal is always to have the right people on my list. So I feel like that my email list is a real safe space for me. And I am so convinced about this. I have committed myself to win the school games in the second quarter of 2025 without publishing on one single post on social media. So I still don't want to really come back to Instagram because I just don't have the time. And if I would have the time to come back, I would go with a very strategic approach of using Instagram for brand awareness and not for engagement or selling or audience growth. So I hope this is proof enough for you to understand that emails are so much more powerful than Instagram. If you have any aha moment, you can drop it in the comments. Let's quickly talk about how we need to rethink content. When you are a little bit longer in the online business world, then you may remember that back in 2020, 2019, I think in the US market also was 2018, when people started to go online, the content types that we all published back then were so much more different compared to now, 5 years later. So back in 2020 and also 2021, 2022, you could be super successful with the 3 tips on whatever content. So I don't know how many postings I made. The 3 tips for SEO titles back then when I was a business blogger coach, or 5 tips to create a strategic piece of content, whatever it is. We all had these 3 tips for content, and this works for a very long time. But if you check the content that you see today, it's so different. And this is because expertise alone isn't enough in 2025. People need the connection. They need to feel that you are the right person and a trustworthy person, because there are so many people out there who are doing the same like you and me. There you can find instantly 10 people who will teach you email marketing, email writing, AI content creation, the same like I do. The reason why you decide maybe or maybe not that I am the right person for you is because you feel like a kind of a connection. Maybe I said something to you, maybe it's like I act, maybe you hate the fact that I'm constantly using my hands for talking, that then you are not my person, okay? AI is accessible for everyone, and AI becomes more and more not only something that creates, but also something that helps. When I have a question, I no longer use Google, I use Gemini. It's Google's AI tool. When I have a question, I open up my Gemini app and ask the question. Lately, I had a question about my hair care routine. And instead of spending hours searching Google for the answer, I just ask Gemini, and in seconds, I got what I needed to know. And information is accessible for everyone in so much less time than a few years before. There are so many people out there who are doing the exact same thing like we do, like you do, like I do. The buying decision itself is no longer based on an expert status. It's based on the connection you have with your audience. And the question that you need to ask yourself is, do I actually build that kind of connection I need to sell my offer? And now we are not longer talking about just content creation for connection. We're talking about content creation for connection and conversion. The good news is that in times of AI, you don't have to be a good writer. You don't have to love writing. You don't have to do it by yourself. I would be a stupid person if I would still teaching how to write without AI help. You don't need to go viral with your post. You just need to sit down and write an email. You need an idea and you need the knowledge of how to use AI, or you need a framework to write it by yourself, whatever it is. Two things. Okay. For now, we say goodbye to the viral reels and say hello to email writing that connects and converts. And with that being said, we are in the part of writing. And I would like to provide you first with, I call it the educational story framework. I dropped a comment. I dropped the link in the comments below. And I would like you to open up this and I will walk you through the setup of the educational story framework. Who is ready for the framework and who's ready for writing? Let's dive in. Okay. So before you start the actual writing process, you need an idea. And I know from my clients that finding an idea is the biggest pain point they have. They know they had to write an email or to publish something anywhere, whatever it is. And they are like, Julia, I have no idea. And I will provide you now with 3 easy things you can do to find a topic for your next email. The first thing is the Loom brain dump. When you remember back when you were, I don't know, 16, you had a diary. I had one, and I sat down every evening and was, dear diary, today my crush did this and that, or I met this one. I met my future husband. And what you can do is use the Loom brain dump as some kind of a spoken journal, and you can use the story journal prompts here and just talk through your past 7 days. record it, use it as a Loom because you need the transcript. Do not, you can directly talk this into ChatGPT if you want, but I recommend just sitting down, recording a Loom, and talk through questions like, what task did I work on last week? What did I learn? What was questions that came up during calls or from my clients? Aha moments. And sometimes you may have a situation in your private life that changes the way how you think or act, and that maybe changed your perspective. This is a great resource for a nurture email, okay? And then you just grab the transcript and use a prompt like this. This is a brain dump for my from my past week. What email topics could be valuable for my audience? Target audience is, and then you insert your target audience. Be very specific. Ideally, you have a document where you have a breakdown. So the clients in my Writing with Julia community have a document, and it's called the AI document, the AI Knows Me document, where they have a breakdown of their offers and target audience and brand voice. And you can upload this if you have. If not, provide as much information you have about your target audience. And then you ask ChatGPT, what are my learnings, insights, and aha moments that I can share them in an email to nurture my audience? And what you will get is a list of email ideas. And what you're doing with that is what we do next. But let's just quickly see what else can we do to find an idea. You can use your community or client questions. So for example, I had here a question from one of my clients, and she asked me what kind of emails she should send when she's sick. So she said she's sick and she couldn't write an email, but she knew she had to. And I used this question, turned it into an email, and sent it also out to my list as a valuable email. And you can just use this prompt. So this is a question from my client, and here you can insert the question. Here's how I would answer it. And what I recommend is that you here insert the insights, aha moments, or learnings you had when you either faced the problem and now giving advice, or you can just give a step-by-step process on how you would solve this problem. Again, target audience. And then you ask ChatGPT, ask me up to 7 questions to pull out my learnings, insights, and aha moments so I can share them in an email to nurture my audience. And what ChatGPT will do then is he will come up with 7 questions, one at a time. Let you answer those questions. And from your input, he will start creating a list of email topics, of possible email topics that you can use. And this process makes it so much easier and better to actually let ChatGPT help you with the writing process, because you don't let ChatGPT create the content from its knowledge, but you let ChatGPT create the content from your input. And this is a very different approach of using AI. Number 3 is you can use my email, one of the 33 email topic prompt cards. Let me quickly see. Here are there. I would like to share them with you. I created a few months ago 33 email topics that you can use to write a nurture email. And I would like to share them with you too. So if you feel like a Loom brain dump isn't for you, or you don't have a question from your client, then you can just grab one card and use a prompt like, I want to write an email about, and then you insert the topic from the card. My audience is, again, give some background information, and then ask me up to 7 questions to pull out my learnings, insights, and aha moments so I can share them in an email to nurture my audience. And again, ChatGPT will ask you 7 questions, one at a time, and helps you to really pull out your story, your insights, and everything that is needed to nurture your audience. We do not talk about an email with 3 tips too. We really talk about how you nurture your audience, how you build the connection, how you share from your story, from your insight, plus share value for them to really take action. So this is really where the magic happens, is sharing from your experience plus giving value. This is really the best thing when it comes to emails, okay? All right. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment below, because we will now use the educational story framework, which you already have in the chat. And I would like to walk you through. This is approach number 1. When you want to write the email by yourself, but struggling with how to start or how to structure it, then you can use the writing framework that I am providing you. This is the Google Doc. And this will help you to create a piece of content. And what I love on this framework, it's literally the best framework I have, is educational storytelling combines teaching with your personal story. Teaching means value with insights. And this makes the lesson you share and the value you share more engaging. People will remember, and it's more relatable. Instead of just, as I said before, giving the 3 tips, the pure information, you combine the information with your personal story. Then we have storytelling and value sharing in one email. You can use this framework also if you want to create a social media post, okay? So if you feel like, oh, I want to create an Instagram post, feel free to use it. It works for emails and social media. I would like to walk you through the steps of the framework itself. So we have step 1 is you set the scene, okay? This is the place where your story begins. You introduce a moment or a challenge or a situation, and try to make it as relatable for them as possible. The goal here is that your audience instantly is hooked in by, oh, that sounds like me. I felt the same way, or just by being curious about what's happens next. Okay, we have a question. Who do we start sending to? So yes, you need an email list. You build your email list with a free resource. There are different ways. So you can go with a strategic freebie, which is related to your main offer. Or you can go the approach like I do with a free workshop. Or you can go with free bundles. This is the organic approach. So you can participate bundles and offer something for free to build your email list. So building an email list is always the exchange from free resource and the email address of your new subscriber. Okay, so for example, the email could start with, last Friday, I sat down on my desk, opened my laptop and stared at the screen. I knew it. I hadn't emailed my list again. And honestly, I didn't even know what to say if I did. I felt awkward. So I told myself what I always do, maybe next week. This is how your email could start. And I would guess if you are someone who haven't sent an email for weeks, you might feel like, oh, yeah, this sounds like me. And if not, just let me know. The next part of the framework is the transition. So here you transition from the story part into the teaching part. And in this part, you guide your audience from your personal stories to something they can really take action on. And the goal here is that they understand why they need to hear that, and that they feel like, yes, this is me, I feel the same way. For example, think on the email before, last Friday, and then we can go on with, and that's when it hit me. This wasn't just a busy week. I had fallen into a familiar pattern, overthinking, delaying, and waiting for the perfect moment to show up in someone's inbox. But there is no perfect moment. The longer I stayed quiet, the harder it felt to come back. And maybe that's where you are too. So this is the transition part where they now know, okay, it sounds like she found a solution. We are connecting our story with the next part, and these are the key lessons. This is the actual teaching part of the email. This is the hands-on part. It's not what you felt, but it's then you transition from how you feel into how you act. And this is I think it's the second most important part next to your story, is that your audience understands here, the person who sends the email, has a story, went through something, and now you can share your learnings and can prevent your audience from doing the same mistakes. You are helpful, okay? For example, you can move on with, so I reminded myself, I have 3 quick ways to generate an email idea. Loom brain dump, check your community, or choose one of the 33 email topic cards. You choose one idea, get GPT to give me a rough outline, just a rough draft, something to react to, sprinkle my own tone of voice on top. I shaped it into something that sounds like me, and then send it. I would let the awkwardness be there and do it anywhere. Total time, maybe 45 minutes, worth it always. You can see here, these are hands-on tips. You leave your audience with something they can take action on. Which leads to step number 4, and this is where we link back to our original story. We circle back to where we started. We connect the lessons, the practical steps, into a real moment. And this is the part where, this is why I'm telling you this, because we are all in the same boat sometimes, and here's how I got out. People need to understand that you are a few steps ahead because you went through the same shit, through the same experiences, through the same problems like they do. And you can prevent them to do the same problems. And you can move on, for example, with, so yes, that Friday morning, I hadn't emailed my list in 7 weeks. I felt awkward. I didn't know what to say. And I was this close to pushing it off again. But instead of spiraling, I reminded myself, I have the tools, I have a process. You don't need to wait until it feels perfect. And in just 45 minutes and a little courage, I showed up again. That's all nurturing your emails. That's all nurture emails really are. Not published, not perfect, just human. Okay? So, step number 5, conclusion. Here you wrap it up. It's just bringing everything together, and you leave your audience with something they can remember. It's about giving permission. And for example, you can wrap up your email with, you don't need to catch up. You don't need to You don't need a perfect story. You just need one small idea, one clear outline, and it's to hit send. And even it's been 7 weeks. I don't can pronounce this word, so I need to skip it. Start with one email, awkward or not, just show up. So this is how you use the educational story framework. And I would love to share with you, if I can find it. Let me quickly see. I have, what I'm looking for is, I boiled down the whole thingy into something in an email that I can really show you how this works. It's some things, it's not 100% the same framework, but it should show you how it works. This is an example of, this is an email I really sent out a year ago or something. And here I'm showing you how you can use a similar framework. It's also nurturing. So you start with the subject line, and here you hook people in. So maybe it's the same like starting, setting the scenes, and sharing your story. We call it hook here, but it's the same as you learned right now. Hey there, before we dive into a very special topic today, I would like to say thank you for being here. Yes, I really appreciate. So this is a little bit of a hook. Do you try instantly sell something to new subscribers and wonder why no one is buying? Then you are like me a few months ago. During the past 4 years in my business, I had a strategic welcome sequence for my new subscribers. Email number 1, delivering the lead magnet and welcoming them. Email number 2 to 4, hard selling them into my offer. What do you think? How many sales did I make during the past 4 years? 100, 1,000 or more? And here we have image for personal touch. This is our son and our dog a few years ago. And here we built a connection. Less than 50. Yes, I sold fewer than 50 offers during my welcome sequence while sending thousands of emails. But a few weeks ago, I decided to completely cancel this approach and try something very different. I asked myself, what if I would invest all my effort into building a relationship first and then try to sell something? I made a solid decision. I created a 30-day email sequence for new subscribers with a strong goal in mind. I committed myself not to talk about my offer during these 30 days. My goal was to help my new subscribers make a decision. Do they love what I do and want to stay in my world or not? Then we have some numbers of proof. This could be here is the teaching part, and then we have some numbers that I'm talking about, that over 3,000 subscribers passed the sequence during the last 4 months. Only 399 unsubscribed, which is an unsubscribe rate from 0.31%, which is way above average, by the way. And I now see daily sales for my offer. What I did in this sequence was I didn't talk about the offer. I just added the offer on the footer or just linked it. It was like a promotional banner inside my emails. And here's the value part. These are the key lessons. But how did I do that? I created the sequence by breaking down my offer into 30 mini milestones. Then I shared my personal story for every mini milestone and packed it into a very personal email. I set the expectations in email number 1 and said that I would not hard sell them during the next 30 days. I added a mock-up and a link to my offer in the footer, but never said a single word about my offer in the main copy. This new approach of building relationship first before selling made a huge difference in the value of my list. I realized that those people who passed the 30 days are my people. They love what I do. Conclusion and sign off. And even if they decided not to jump into my offer, we built a strong relationship with each other. And this is what I think email marketing should be: your most valuable tool in your business for creating deep relationship first and selling your offer in the second place. I hope this was helpful for you. If you if so, just hit the reply button and let me know. Cheers, Julia. So this is a real life example of how a educational storytelling email could look like. And maybe I can link this for you later then. Okay, so where we are here. All right. Do you have any questions so far? You can drop them in the comments. We are now at the 1 hour mark. And I would say that the idea generation process should be around 5 to 10 minutes. So if you give this a try, plan around 10 minutes for idea generation. And now we are in the process of writing. You can use the educational writing framework, or I would love to walk you through the Nurture email prompt collection. So I need to share this with you. And now you use the same chat. I think we should we go through the ideation process together? I think we should. Let's give this a try. So just quickly let me log in. In the meantime, you can open up your prompt collection. All right. So let's see. I am thinking about what kind of ideation we should go with. I think we go with the cards. Yes, we go with the cards. Let's quickly see how a personal experience taught me a valuable lesson about topic, a story from transition, how helping a client student achieve a goal, why I started. Yes, we go with this. Okay, so now we need the prompt. Let's see if we can do this like this. I want to write an email about see image, check image. And what I also wanted to do is to see how long do we need for this stopwatch. So you can see we will stop the time. Okay. I want to write an email about this. My audience is, and I would like to upload the AI Knows Me document. AI Knows Me document. This is something I teach in Writing with Julia. See document. Ask me up to 7 questions, one after another, to pull out my learnings, insights, and aha moments so I can share them in an email to nurture my audience. So let's see. Now he's reading the documents. Great, let's start digging into the question number 1. When you first had the idea for Writing with Julia, what was happening in your life for business? What triggered you through this is what I need to create? So he knows my offer because I'm using ChatGPT for 1.5 years, every single day, multiple times a day. I trained it to really know how who I am, who's my business, who is my target audience. And this is why it works so well for me. And to make it easier for me, I'm using the dictation function. So I like to talk instead of writing. So let's answer this question. So thank you for this question. The idea for writing with Julia came through my experience over the past 1.5 years. Because when I entered the international market 1.5 years ago, I faced a language barrier, and I couldn't express myself in my second language like I used to do in my first language, German. And I struggled with content creation. And over the time, I needed to learn how to use AI in a way that it creates content that really sounds like me. And I built a library of content tools that help me create content in my second language. And I realized that I am sitting on a treasure trove of tools that 99% of online business owners need to create ideas for content and create the content itself, but without sounding like they use ChatGPT for content creation. So this is how I came up with the idea for writing with Julia. So you see, it's quickly fast. It's just dictation, and I can answer the question. That's a powerful beginning. Thank you for sharing. Question number 2. What was the moment when you first realized that I could actually help you, not just as a tool, but as a partner that could match your tone, style, and ideas? Where was there a specific piece of content you created, maybe an email blog post that made you go, wait, this is actually sound like me? So there was no specific content piece, but my first custom GPT that I created was a GPT that was called the grammar corrector, and this tool helped me to correct grammar issues, misspellings, and it also was instructed to explain me what I did wrong and why. So I improved my English skills during my writing process. And this was when I realized that AI could also be an amazing helper and doesn't have to be necessarily someone who did all the work for you, because I am an experienced copywriter. I have over 17 years of experience in writing copy, so I am a good writer. It's just because of the language barrier, I needed help with creating content. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, we have a question from Stuart, and I'll come back to your question later. Okay, many people see AI tool as a shortcut. How did using AI this supportive way changed how you felt about writing again? Did it restore a sense or flow of confidence? Or maybe bringing back the joy you had lost in the struggle? Okay. So I started to re-love the content creation process because I love writing my whole life. And when I transitioned the markets and got stuck into the writing process, writing became a pain and a must-do on my list. But as soon as I understood how AI can help me with the actual writing process, I found my love for writing again. And this was when I rethought or reconnected with my passion of writing. I need to start. Oh no. It's not right. I need to start pronouncing it correctly. So, okay. Now he needed to come up with question number 4, I think. Question number 4. What were some of the biggest misconceptions you had about using AI when you first started? And what did you learn, maybe the hard way, that completely changed how you see and teach AI with Writing with Julia. Okay. When I first started using AI for content creation, I did what everyone else is doing. I used generic content prompts with very less instructions and let ChatGPT create the content itself without giving real input. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that you can use AI to create content. For me, it's not true. AI can create content, but AI can't really create content that sounds like you. And here is the biggest difference in how I use AI compared to how others use AI. My approach is always AI should help me create the content based on as much personal input as possible. And it's just a draft that I then sprinkle my own experience on. Well done. Okay. AI doesn't replace your voice, it reflects it if you teach it how. Correct. The shift from AI writing. Okay. He's starting to summarizing this. I have to say that this could be the way ChatGPT interacts with you will be total different compared to this, because it's about training your AI and training your ChatGPT account to work with you. What's something you now love about writing content with AI, something you never expected to enjoy, maybe a part of the process that used to feel heavy or time consuming? Honestly, I think there isn't something. There isn't something like that. Okay, question number 6. Okay. AI didn't turn writing into a game or make it fun again. Writing itself became joyful again. What would you say to someone who's trying to use AI right now, but ends up rewriting everything because it doesn't sound like them? Well, I don't think that people rewrite content that doesn't sound like them. I think people are more like that they do not publish it then, because they are then overwhelmed. And what my recommendation is, if you want ChatGPT or AI create a piece of content in a rough draft that sounds like you need to give better input. The better and the more personal your input is, the better and the more personal the output is. Or is it outcome? I think output isn't correct. Okay. You're right. Most people didn't bother. Okay. The more personal your input, the more personal your output. That's the real secret to making AI sound like you. Okay. Last question. Now that you've taught this process and created Writing with Julia, what's the biggest transformation you've seen either in yourself or your clients? Yes, good question. What's the biggest transformation? I recently asked my clients what was their situation when they joined Writing with Julia and what's their current situation. And they told me that they really started creating content because they had a point to start. They had tools for idea generation and they had tools for writing, and that's all in one place. So I think the biggest transformation is, it's that they started publishing and writing emails. Okay. What is the time? We have spent 10 minutes, as I said, on idea generation. Around 10 minutes. Okay. That's what I'm seeing for your nurture email. This is a story of returning. Would you like me to turn your answers into an email draft? Okay, so we've spent now 10 minutes, 11 minutes on the actual writing process. I would like to stop this for a minute. This is 10 minutes and a few seconds to pull out your personal story, your insights, and your aha moment. ChatGPT helped you. What we're doing now is we're writing the actual content. And before we go into the content itself, I would like to walk you one time through the 3-step process, prompt process. Let's quickly do. Okay, so you have this prompt collection. What this prompt collection does it? In the first step, it creates a rough draft using the writing framework that you already know from here. It's in there. It's in this prompt. You use the same chat with a prompt that, thank you, I found an idea for my next email, copy paste your summary here. Or what you can say is, the other way, when you use the same chat, is we can go with, use the information from this chat, and the following writing framework to create a rough draft. Okay? Follow this writing framework. The next step is that AI, ChatGPT, generates your draft. Then you train your ChatGPT, your ChatGPT account to remember. So what you do is, after you have your rough draft, you put it into a Google Doc, and then you optimize it, you sprinkle your own voice and stuff on it, and then you go back and give the information to ChatGPT so he can learn, okay? I would say we start with the draft itself. Okay. Let's see, where's the clock? Start, great. What I did, I gave ChatGPT the information and this writing framework, and now he's creating the rough draft. Subject line, when writing stopped feeling like me. Okay. Set the scene. A year and a half ago, I found myself staring at a blinking cursor again, and not in the dreamy, I'm about to create something amazing kind of way. More like, why does this feel so hard now? I had just stepped into the international market and move I had dreamed about for years. That's true. He already knows this about me. But suddenly, writing in English didn't feel like writing anymore. It felt like friction. Okay, what I would like to do now is, because I feel like he's a bit off of my tone of voice, please rewrite this in my tone of voice using the information from the AI Knows Me document I've uploaded. Okay, so I uploaded the AI Knows Me document in the beginning, and I want him to stick to this. Here's a rewritten version. He always calls my tone of voice a cozy, casual, warm, honest, and storytelling-driven tone. I don't know if that's true. Okay, I thought I lost my voice. When I stepped in the international market, I was excited. This was the big dream, right? But suddenly writing, the thing I've loved since forever, felt hard, like really hard. Okay, not because I didn't know how to write. I've been doing this for 17. This is really how I would write it. Every time I opened a blank document, it felt like dragging my creativity. That's when I met ChatGPT, not write all my stuff for me version you see on YouTube. Okay, so what we do now is we copy this. He's still writing. We copy this into a Google Doc. We are at the 14-minute mark, and then we rewrite it. The subject line, yeah, I would use my subject line generator to see if we find another one. Okay. Hey there. How was your week so? How was your week so far? I'm jumping into your inbox because I wanted to share a quick story with you, a story about how I was stuck with content creation. Okay. When I stepped into the digital market, I was excited. This was my big dream for years. But suddenly writing the thing I've loved since forever felt hard, like really hard. Every time I opened a blank doc, it felt like draining my creativity through. Okay. But do you know what really scared me? Writing content in a language I wasn't fluent, English. So writing the thing I love, my biggest passion, became my biggest pain point. Not because I didn't know what to write, but because I didn't sound like myself in a second language. This is not true, because I couldn't express myself in my second language. Every time I open a blank doc, training creativity. Okay, we leave this as it is. I missed the clarity, the joy, the flow. Writing became a task, a pressure, a checkbox, and honestly, it broke my heart a little. Okay, then I met ChatGPT. Version 2, not and then I would. This is not the way I would write it. Then I met ChatGPT and did what everyone else is doing, using a quick prompt for a quick post. But as you can imagine, it doesn't work for me. So I needed to find a different way of content creation. I created a custom GPT to fix the grammar. We don't need this. It worked. I was learning, improving. It felt me on the page again, and that moment, that was it. That was when I realized AI doesn't have to replace your voice. It can bring it back. AI is your best writing assistant. But here's the thing. At first, we can delete this. We can delete this too. It's on the wrong side. That's the real reason most people don't publish AI stuff. So here's what changed for me. The more personal your input is. Lately, I ask my clients what changed for you since you're joining. Finally started publishing. I would replace this with some screenshots in the final email. That's that right there. That's the magic. It's not writing more. It's about writing in your own voice again. P.S. If you're feeling stuck and your drafts sound like me, someone else, reply to this email. Okay. Yes, I would say I like this. And what we do now is we grab the second prompt, put this in here, then we copy this. The second prompt is, thank you for this draft. Here's my refined version with my adjustments. Please analyze how I changed and update your understanding of my tone of voice, structure and style. Moving forward, try to match my writing more closely, okay? This is how you train your ChatGPT, and this is something that happens over time. This is nothing, and just quickly let me stop this. We are in the 20-minute mark. This is something that happens over time. You can't expect to do this once and get a better outcome directly. It's a process, okay? As you can see, he updated my memory, and I will check my memory. I am checking my memory about once a week to delete things he should not remember. And now he is learning, and he has updated his memory about me and my tone of voice. And he's now giving me some output. That's great. I love that. And what I would do now is copy this again, giving this, and this is my grammar corrector, giving this into my grammar corrector. And then again, this is a process. Still stop the time, because this is me, me, the one who is not fluent in English, needs a grammar corrector to get help. Okay. We need the output. Okay. Okay. So now I'm grabbing my grammar corrector. My subject line generator. Give the email in, and we need to start the time. Subject line generator, and he now summarizes my email. This is about how I came up with writing with Julia. And now he's giving me some subject line ideas. Version 1, curiosity driven, lost my voice. This changed everything. How I got back my voice with AI. He's a little bit slow today. The real reason I was struggling with content creation. I would go with this. This is my subject line. And I'm just quickly checking into the original version. So this is I would say, a ready to send email, and we have still 9 minutes left. 9 minutes to spend more time on personalizing this, more time on rewriting this a little bit, because we want to train our ChatGPT to sound like us. We have generated an idea in 10 minutes and created a whole email in another 10 minutes. We have 9 minutes left to create, to even more sprinkle more personal experience, rewrite this email. And if you do this 20 times, the next time you email, every time you do this, the next email you write with the help of ChatGPT will be even more personal. He will catch us even more your tone of voice, and it will even more sound like you. It's a process you need to went through. Okay, any questions so far? We had the prompts, and now you might ask yourself, what's the difference between my prompts and all the other stuff you can get online or you can buy online? And I can tell you, it's because I've been there by myself. You already know a lot about my story. I told you that I'm a professional copywriter, and I struggled with creating content because I had a language barrier. I still have a language barrier, but it's getting better and better every single day. Back in the German market, I worked as a freelance copywriter, and I paid my entire student loan from 30,000 euros just from working as a freelance copywriter. I am a very experienced writer and I love writing, but you already know it. As soon as I entered the international market, I got stuck with my content creation because of my language barrier. I just wasn't good enough to translate what I had in mind in German into English. I am a good writer. It wasn't because I don't know how to write or I don't know what. It was just I couldn't express myself in my second language. And honestly, I had the most anxiety when I transitioned from the German to the international market about the fact that I thought I couldn't get on calls with my clients. But in fact, my clients were so nice and so polite and so lovely. They helped me. And it turned out that the real thing wasn't being on calls. It really wasn't. It really was the writing part itself. And at this time, when I transitioned from the German to the international market, I still taught people how to write while I couldn't write by myself. And you already know it. I did what everyone else is doing. I bought ChatGPT prompts. I let create the content. I let ChatGPT create the content for me. And I really thought at the beginning that I found the hidden secret of content creation with those ChatGPT prompts. And here's the thing. At the beginning, I didn't know that ChatGPT has an actual language. I didn't know that people don't embark on a journey. I didn't know that people don't delve into something. I thought this was English. So this is how people express themselves in English. And then I remember I had a call with Evelyn Weiss, and I was super excited. And I was like, hey, did you see? I posted every day on Instagram and I uploaded stories and I posted carousel posts. And how do you like it? And she was like, yeah, Julia, I saw that. So I have a little question. Did you use ChatGPT for that? And I was like, yes, sure. How do you like it? And she was like, she was so polite and she was so kind. And she was like, Julia, your content is a bit over polished and a bit ChatGPT-ish. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she explained that ChatGPT has a language that people usually don't embark on journeys. And I was like, okay, so it seems like I need to find something else, because I am someone who is teaching content creation, so I needed to publish. And this was the moment when my first custom GPT was born, the grammar corrector. So I really instructed this GPT to only correct grammar issues, misspellings, weird phrases, or even translate from German into English and explain to me what he did and why. So the thing is, over the years, over the past 1.5 years, I built a library of AI tools just by accident, just because I needed them. And I realized or understand that these tools are literally solving problems that 90% of the business owners have. Don't know what to write and don't know how. And this was the moment when Writing with Julia was born from a personal struggle that turned into a strategy that works for me and for others. And this was the first time I created something based on a personal struggle, because I am a good writer. I know how to write. So I never had a problem that I needed to solve by myself. I just taught people how to write. But now with Writing with Julia, for the first time, I have an offer that came from a personal struggle. And before we dive into the questions, I would like to share with you Writing with Julia. And I would like to invite you, because we have a 7-day free trial weekend special. So from today until Monday morning, you get a free trial for 7 days if you want to join. And before you join, I would love to walk you through what you can expect from Writing with Julia. First, Writing with Julia is not about just the AI tools. I would like to help you improve your writing. And because of that, we have a Q&A call every single month. We have content review calls. We have co-working calls on a weekly basis. And the most valuable thing I feel like we have here is the video feedback. You can request video feedback. This means you can upload every single piece of content you create, and you can submit it for feedback, and you get a personalized video feedback by myself. And I really want you to improve your writing, and not only using the AI tools, but improve the way you use the writing tools. And inside the classroom, you find a AI basics training. So currently we have a ChatGPT training. I have a Midjourney and a image generation training that I am creating right now. We're talking about ethical compliance. This is really important for me, because I want you to use AI in an ethical way and not in the bro marketer way. This is AI Voice Blueprint. This is where the magic happens. After this module, you have your AI Knows Me document, which you need, which is something you need for every single of my custom GPTs. And this is very helpful to train your ChatGPT account. Yes, I'm talking about ChatGPT because Claude has projects, but they are not shareable. They're working on that. So as soon as other AI tools have something similar, like custom GPTs that I can share, I will create them too. This is the heart of Writing with Julia. It's the AI tools. And we have the offer clarification. We have brand voice analyzer, hero helper story writer, the idea generator. This is brand new. We have the LinkedIn post creator, Reels generator, a long form video script generator, which I have created together with Ben. So he is the YouTube editor from Apple Advice, and we created this together. This is a custom GPT that generates a YouTube video script for you based on his formula. We have a blog post generator, and for sure we have the subject line generator and the nurture email writer if you don't want to use the prompts. We have the School of Writing, where I teach you how to write the content by yourself or use the AI tools. So for every content type, email, blog post, whatever, you will get a training. This is where you learn how to either write by yourself or use all the tools in a process. Yesterday evening, I started to outline a full inbox hero, I call it the inbox superhero course, which is how I will walk you through MailerLite, how to set up, how to set up your domain. We will talk about delivery and sender reputation, and I will walk you through list cleaning, re-engagement. So this is a huge one. And you also get a toolbox with everything you need: welcome sequence, client onboarding, nurture email, re-engagement, subject lines, workshop replay, and Evelyn's Everything I Do email. What else do we have? Reporting, content reporting is so important. I really want you to learn from what you do and use the numbers you have. If you can't find an idea here, which is basically impossible, you will get one content calendar every single month. You get a content calendar and 2 custom GPTs to create the content. This is the April content calendar. So it's one post or one email every single day if you need to have one. What I love, we have monthly sprints. It's a 7-day sprint where we work very focused on a specific task. Most of the times it's sales task, like flash sales sequences. This month we have the April masterclass is pre-launch. I thought it would be personal storytelling, but my audience, my clients told me that they want to have pre-launch content. So we are doing the pre-launch perfect course again, and I will help you to create your pre-launch content. This is a 1-week sprint, and again, feedback for every single piece of content you create in there. And yeah, I think this is very helpful. Then we have the storytelling training. You have, if you want to upgrade to annual, you have the 30-day sequence course. You can book one-on-one sessions with me if you want to. And we have a bunch of other things for you ready. Okay. So if you want to join Writing with Julia today, we have it available for $37 a month. And currently we have the 7-day free trial. I need to change this. It's a 7-day free trial. If you join this weekend, then you can check out everything for free for 7 days. All right. Let me quickly share this link with you. So if you want to join, you can. Well, closing Q&A questions. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. And I think Stuart has one. So there's a question. To whom do you start sending these emails? Where do you get your audience? So I think I answered this question before, but I wanted to dive into it again because it seems it's an important question. The people you send your emails to are your subscribers, and your subscribers are on your email list. So when we talk about email list, we talk about people who are in your email account and you can send emails to. You build your email list in exchange for a free resource. A free resource can be a strategic lead magnet. It can be a free workshop like this, or it can be you can also participate in, they call it bundles. A bundle is it's a package of free resources from different people, and people sign up, those people give their email address in exchange for your free resource. Oh, my brain is a little bit mashed potatoes right now. This is how you build your email list. Where do you start? So you have your main offer. You know what your main offer is. One-on-one coaching, membership course, whatever it is. And from there, you work backwards and see what can I provide that is so valuable that people will give me their email list, will give me their email address, so I can build my list, and this walks them a little bit towards to my main offer. And yes, so we build up through lead magnet. A lead magnet can be different things. Lead magnet is just a thingy, and a lead magnet can be a strategic free resource, a template, a journal, a checklist, a PDF. Or a lead magnet also can be a free workshop, a free mini course, everything you can offer for free in exchange for the email address is a lead magnet. All right. I just want to, we have another question. Okay. Your main offer through is copywriting. So writing people's content and web copy. So I don't get the question. Your main offer though is email copywriting. So writing people's content and web copy. No, my main offer, if you're talking about myself, my main offer isn't copywriting, as I try to explain, and obviously not clear enough. So sorry for that. My main offer is Writing with Julia, where I help people create content, AI assisted. And my unique approach is that I help people create the content so that it sounds like them. It's not a AI content thingy. Okay. Well, I just want to share again that that it took us 21 minutes to create an email. We already have 9 minutes left to rewrite this a little bit so it sounds even more like us. And I hope this workshop was helpful for you. I hope it showed you that email is a simple, less effort, high impactful marketing technique. And if you want help and if you need someone who give you feedback and provide you with the AI writing tools that you need, I would love to invite you to Writing with Julia. And I will offer the replay for 48 hours. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. Let me know and see you in my next workshop. Bye.